Erin, and I'd like to welcome you to day number 1 of my self-imposed created thing that I call Whip It Down Week. This is the Thanksgiving 2020 edition. So let me just start off by explaining just what on earth I'm talking about, what I'm doing. So I work as a faculty member at a university, and each year we get the week off during Thanksgiving. So there's an entire week off classes, off school, where I have no commitments other than monitoring my email to make sure that there's nothing's come up through email. Spoiler alert, nothing comes up. Nothing comes up in my emails over the Thanksgiving break. And the other part of it is technically we have the week off. Unofficially, I start my Thanksgiving break in the late afternoon on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, the week of Thanksgiving. I teach my classes on Monday and Wednesdays, and one of them I teach on Monday, Wednesday, the others are completely online, so I just have to monitor them and make sure there's no questions or anything have come up. And my classes finish at 3:45 in the afternoon. And so 3:45 on Wednesday afternoon, on the 18th of November, I am unofficially on my Thanksgiving break. And what I've been doing for quite a few years now is during my Thanksgiving break, I have hauled out all of my works in progress. And what I do is I give each one of my WIPs some love during Thanksgiving break. And typically what I do is I will take them all out, I'll line them up, and I will spend one day working on one project. So all my spare time, which during Thanksgiving break is a goodly amount, I will spend all my spare time on day 1 working on project 1. Day 2, I'll work on project number 2. Day 3, I'll work on project number 3, and so on. And by doing this, it allows me to spend a fair amount of time on each of my projects, and it allows me to make some progress on each and every work in progress that I have ongoing. And because typically when I'm working on my WIPs, as you've probably noticed when you're watching my podcast, is that I don't necessarily work on each and every project each and every week. I tend to have certain projects that I work on more often, and other projects that just get put to the wayside and don't get any love. And just as an example, for the last several weeks, I've mostly only been working on my slip extravaganza shawl. I did a little bit finished off my sort of shorty Christmas socks, but otherwise I've only been working on slip extravaganza for probably the better part of this last six weeks. A couple other my WIPs, I've not touched them I don't think I have not touched them in November. I probably have not touched them in October. So during my Thanksgiving Whip It Down week, I make a concentrated effort to spend some time on each and every WIP I have during that time. And this year I actually have a really small number of WIPs. I only have 3, a grand total of 3 WIPs. That might be the lowest number of WIPs I've had at any one time at any point in my crafting history for years. I typically have a lot more, and I'm starting to find that I honestly prefer to spend more time being a little bit more monogamous with my knitting. And I think I want to, heading into 2021, I think I want to kind of try doing that, where I'm going to try to keep my WIPs down to 1, 2, at most 3. Because I honestly find that when I get beyond 3, 2 or 3 of, or 1 or 2 of them are neglected, as you can see in the past month and a half with my WIPs here. So anyway, the plan for this year and the plan for this little video series that I'm going to be doing on my channel is each day I will come on camera and I will give you a progress report on what I've done. So as a starting point, I'm filming this on Wednesday the 18th of November. I will publish this video tomorrow morning as day 1 on my WIP-it Down week for the Thanksgiving 2020 edition. I will post this video tomorrow, probably sometime mid-morning on day 1 on Thursday the 19th of November. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to do a little intro, as I've just been yakking about for the last little while. I'm going to show you my three WIPs that I have ongoing, and then tomorrow morning, as I begin day number 1, I will show you where I'm at as I start day 1 on my first WIP for this edition of my WIP-it Down, my WIP-it Down week. It's a little more than the week. It's, I think, 11 days. So I will show you what I'm going to work on for the day, and then I'll post my day 1 video. Then I will spend all my spare time, or the majority of my spare time, on day 1 on Thursday. I will spend working on whichever project I decide to start with. And then on Friday morning, what I will do is for day 2, I will show you an update of what I accomplished during day 1. And then I will tell you about what I'm going to work on for day 2. So the plan is for each of these videos to be relatively short. Today's video will potentially be the longest one, because I'm just spending a lot of time just nattering about what I'm going to be doing. I also hope to have a little bit of footage of some of the knitting I'm doing. And I potentially will have other video footage of other things that I'm doing. It's kind of like a vlog style kind of thing, potentially. So that's the plan. So there's going to be a series of videos coming out each morning for the next 11 days on this channel that will document my WIP-it Down week. So as a starting point, I'm going to show you where I'm at with each of my projects right now, the 3 I have, and then we'll see the progress I've made on each of them over the next 11, 12 days. So I have 3 projects. What I expect to do is spend 4 days on some of them and 3 days on the last one. So I don't know if I'm going to do 3 straight days working on project 1 and then go on to project 2, or if I will spend day 1 on project 1, day 2 on project 2, day 3 on project 3, then day 4 on project 1. I don't know. I'll play it by ear and see how it goes. Either which way, I will be spending 3 to 4 days on each of my WIPs. So the 3 that I have ongoing, and these are ones you've seen a fair bit, The first one is my slip extravaganza shawl, and I am currently on clue number 4, the final clue, and I'm making some slow progress. I think I have, hold on, how many rows do I have done? 2, 6, no, it's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I'm on row 15 or 16, I think, on the final clue. So I am going to be working on this the rest of today. So when I show it to you next time, when I start my first official day working on this during my Whip It Down week, it'll be at it should be at a different point, and I should have a little bit more finished at that point. So here's where I am now on clue number 4, and like I say, I'm going to work on it the rest of today, Wednesday, and then it'll be ready for the beginning of my Whip It Down week. The second project I have is my scrap wrap. This is my mitered square wrap that I'm making. I was planning on doing this as a blanket at one point, and I've decided I'm never going to finish it if I do it as a blanket. I'll never finish it. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it into a large rectangle that I'm going to use as a wrap to put over my shoulders when I'm watching TV in our cold living room over the winter months. So I've made really good progress on this in the last several months. I haven't touched it in the last month and a half, and it's due for some love again. So this one has been part of my Whip It Down week every year for multiple years now. I cast this on initially in 2014. You heard that right. So I've been working on this forever. So what I'm going to do, I will do a count. I can't remember how many. I think I have between 40 and 50 squares. I'll put a little note down here with exactly how many squares I have left to do. I'm going to, my first day when I get to this one, the first thing I'm going to do is finish tucking in or catch up on tucking in some of the excess tails, and then I will start adding squares. And I'm going to add as many squares as I possibly can over 3 or 4 days and see how much closer I get this to finished. I really do want to have this 100% done in 2020. I'm thinking 6 years is long enough to be working on this poor project, but it's getting there. I am slowly but surely getting towards the end of this project. And then once I've done all the squares, I'm going to attach a I-cord trim all the way around the whole thing. And I'm thinking I'll do it in black. So that's project number 2, my scrap wrap. And then project number 3 is my Tenya sweater. And we saw all the progress I had been making on this for quite some time. And then I ran out of yarn. I got more yarn, 1 skein. I was hoping to get 2, but I got 1 more skein. And then I put it aside once I started working on Slip Extravaganza. And I haven't picked it up in a month and a half. So all that's left to do are the sleeves. And they're short to 3/4 length. The sleeves should come to I'm hoping to do them. I'd like to do them to here. My guess is they're going to be a sleeve that's going to come down to just above my elbow. But I only have one skein of yarn and 2 little leftover balls. It almost got away. 2 little leftover balls and one 50 gram skein, 25 gram skein, 150 gram skein of yarn. So the plan is, because there might be a slight difference in the dye lots, I'm going to use one of these on each sleeve, and I'm going to alternate one row here, one row of the new skein until I run out of this, and then I'll just continue on with only the new yarn. And what I plan on doing is I will cake this up and I will knit on one sleeve until I get to 25 grams. And then I have to stop by the time before I hit 25 grams so that there's enough to do the second sleeve. So that is the plan for that project. Now I need to decide exactly which one I want to start with. I haven't decided yet. I suspect day 1 and 2 will be Tenya and the scrap wrap, because I've been working on Slip Extravaganza for so many days, like pretty much every day. That's all I've been working on for multiple days, and I'm ready to do something a little bit different. So I suspect day 1 and day 2 will be scrap wrap or Tenya. I don't know which one I'll do first for either of them, but I have a strong feeling it'll be one or the other of those. So that's the plan. I hope you'll join me. I hope you'll cheer me on and see how much I can get done. It'd be really cool if I could get a couple of these finished over the next 11 days. So I don't get back to the classroom and back to teaching until Monday the 30th of November. So I have a week and a little bit. So 2 full weekends, the full week in between, and 2 full days this week. So 7, 8, 9, 11 days. So plus tonight. So once 3:45 rolls around, unofficially, so 3:46, I'm on break. So, although I lied, it's not 100% on break. I have a webinar to watch on Thursday from 11 till 12. And then there's a faculty senate meeting on Friday from 11:20 till 1:10. So neither one of those require any active participation on my part. I'm just going to connect on Zoom, put on my earphones, and watch. So I can happily knit and watch at the same time. I'm not expected to participate, say anything, do anything, be on camera, none of that. So I do have a couple little commitments Thursday, Friday, but they're not going to cramp my style at all. So that's the plan. So it's like I said, I hope you'll join me. It'd be fantastic if you join me through this process to see what I can accomplish. So I will be posting a short little, like I said, today's is probably going to be the longest video. Oh, good grief, I'm almost 20 minutes already. Yak, yak, yak. I can talk. Anyway, so I'm hoping that the videos the rest of the week will be in and around the 10-minute or less range. We'll see. Depends if I do other vlogging type of stuff. But anyway, I'll shut up and let you go. And I hope you'll join me for the rest of my self-imposed Whip It Down Week, Thanksgiving 2020 edition. And I will post this on Thursday morning, and I will let you know then which project I'm actually going to be starting with. And I'll put a little video footage. I'll just film some close-up of exactly what I'm planning on doing. Alrighty, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to add in a little bit tomorrow morning or on Thursday morning to show you what I'm up to, and then we'll hit it. Alrighty, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Alrighty, so today we're going to work on Tenya. So here's where it's at so far. I have to cake up the skein of yarn, my 150 gram skein I have, and get started on the sleeves. So that's the plan for today. We'll pick that up. We'll pick up the stitches on the armholes. I'll get started on one or the other, I don't know. But I'll get the sleeves going, see how far I can get done on the first sleeve today. Alrighty, I'll update you at the beginning of day 2, and we'll spend all day Thursday working on this baby. Alrighty, see you tomorrow.